Hey guys, Josie back with another video. Today, I'm going to make 4 bold predictions as the NBA resumes tomorrow. If you agree or disagree with any of these, please feel free to comment. I'll be reading and responding to your comments, but for now it is time, sit back, get your snacks, and enjoy the video. To start off with my first prediction, I think the Pelicans are going to make the playoffs. I think this is a real bold prediction, but I'm going to stick with it. We have seen the photos of Zion. He looks like he has lost a lot of weight, and I'm expecting him to be slightly faster, but more importantly, playing more minutes. The more Zion is on the court, the better chance the Pelicans have of winning a game. He has been unbelievable since he came back from injury in the middle of the season. Jackson Hayes is a great young player, however he has a lot to learn on the defensive end and needs to embrace Derek Favors and learn from him. Alexander is a great player as well, however he has been averaging decent stat lines in the scrimmage games, but all of his points has come in trash time when the game is practically over. Another huge problem for the Pelicans is that they really need a defensive win. To name a few occasions, on the 11th of January, Jason Tatum scored 41 points against them. On the 18th of January, Kawhi scored 39. On the February 2nd, James Harden scored 40. And on the 6th of March, Jimmy Butler scored 28. Without having a wing defender, teams with good players can destroy them on the board and really take over games. Especially from these examples, you can see that this happens, and this happens quite often. For their remaining games, however, they play the Jazz, the Clippers, the Grizzlies, they play the Kings twice, the Wizards, the Spurs, and the Magic. I think there's a small chance they'll beat the Jazz tomorrow night, and I strongly feel like they are going to beat the Kings on both occasions due to Marvin Bagley being ruled out for the remainder of the season with a foot injury. I think they will also defeat the Wizards and the Spurs. However, I don't think they're going to beat the Grizzlies or the Clippers, but we're going to see in 3 weeks time, 2-3 weeks time. And if my prediction is wrong, guys, just come back here and roast me. My second prediction is going to be that the Clippers is going to win the NBA championships. My second prediction is going to be that the Clippers is going to win the chip. You already know the angle that I'm going to be taking without even hearing me talking about it. Since lockdown, we haven't heard a thing. We haven't heard a thing from Kawhi. And that's dangerous in my opinion. I think along with Paul George and the great support cast in Montrezl Harrell, Pat Bev, Lou Williams, I think that it's going to be a repeat of last year's Raptors with the Clippers, and I think they're going to win in 6 versus the Bucks in the finals. Kawhi only shows up in the big moments. He locked up Giannis last year in the postseason, and there's no doubt in my mind that when they reach them in the finals, it's going to happen again. The finals will be won in the Western Conference, presumably the Clippers versus the Lakers. I think the Clippers will get off to a rough start in the first game, and then in the second game they're going to bounce back and they're just going to 4-1 or 4-2 victory. Kawhi has locked up Braun before, we know that, we've seen it. Except the only difference is this time Kawhi is in his prime and Braun is starting to get out of his prime. The only difference is AD. I don't know how they're going to defend Anthony Davis. However, we're going to see that. But in my opinion, still the greatest problem for the Lakers to overcome the Clippers is going to be the support cast. So here is my prediction: Clippers in 6 against the Lakers in the Western Conference Finals, and Clippers in 5 versus the Bucks in the finals. For my third prediction, I'm going to predict that the Celtics are going to make the Eastern Conference Finals. They are currently third in their conference, but I think that they're going to beat the Raptors in the second round. I feel like the game could go to a game 7, but Jason Tatum has been a force they've been reckoned with this season, and I don't see him slowing down in the off season. We know the Raptors has been there last year, they know what it takes to get to that point, but they are missing Kawhi Leonard. They haven't really added anything since Kawhi, but they are still a really strong team, but I don't think they have that star player. You could argue Siakam as a star player, but I think he's just like he needs another star. He's a backup, he's a Kyrie Irving. He is, he's a number 2. He needs a main star in front of him. I do think though that Tatum is going to carry the Celtics to the final, but I still personally think the Bucks is going to sweep the Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals. But I'm going on the record here and saying that the Celtics are going to beat the Raptors and they're going to reach the Eastern Conference Finals. And for the fourth and final prediction, I'm going to predict that Giannis is going to be the third ever MVP and Defensive Player of the Year in the same season. Giannis is a monster. We already know that. He has had a killer season and has led his team to the best record in the league. Some people think that the MVP already Braun. However, I think you have to give it to Giannis. He hasn't got another superstar on his team. He still carried the Bucks to the best record. He has a good support cast like Bledsoe and Middleton, but I would rather have AD. I'd rather have AD as my support cast. But his stat line this year has been crazy, averaging 29.6 points, 13.7 rebounds, 5.8 assists, a steal and a block a game. Braun has had a great season, but for me, it's going to be 2 scoops for Giannis come the rewards. So guys, that's the end of the video. Thanks for making it this far into the video. Please subscribe, like, comment, and share the video if you enjoyed it. If you like the content, guys, let me know and I will start uploading more. Maybe start streaming in the future. But for now, guys, I'm out.